Your network is your net worth. You've heard it before, and if you've ever seen me speak, you've definitely heard it. Your network is your net worth. It's one of those things that you hear. So before I started recording this today, I actually went on Google because I wanted to find out who said this. Your network is your net worth. And I Googled it, and it came back, and it's been attributed to everyone. To a guy named Roger Allen, who wrote real estate sales books in the 90s, I think. John Maxwell, Jim Rohn, Tim Sanders, all these guys are attributed as having said this, but no one knows who said it first. It's just one of those things that bubbled up, and it's true because it's true. And it's just like you've always heard too, that it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not your skills that matter as much as your relationships. And the internet has changed the business dramatically. So it's not even now, it's not who you know that's going to generate business for you. It's who knows you. And here's the key. They have to know you before they need you. I was interviewing Ed Brooks from Cars.com the other day on the Get You Some radio show. And Ed said that they did a survey of all car shoppers. And 97% of car buyers said that they would prefer, given a choice, they would prefer to know their salesperson, to know who their salesperson is going to be before they ever set foot in the dealership. 1/5 of all car shoppers, they're doing their research online, they're comparing prices, they're comparing dealerships, and they're reading reviews. And they're reading reviews specifically, this 20%, they're reading reviews specifically to find a salesperson that they are comfortable with, that they're willing to do business with. It's not what you know, it's who knows you. What this is they're looking for a friend in the car business, because buying a car is scary. It's the second largest financial decision anyone's going to make in their lifetime, and we're looking for a way to eliminate that fear. People prefer to buy from friends. That's the way it's always been. And given the choice, they would prefer to buy from someone that they know, like, and trust. Now, if you've ever seen me speak, you know for a fact that I've said this: you got the greatest friend-making device in the history of the universe right in your hand, probably. If not, it's in your pocket or on your desk. It is a way to connect with more people than you ever had the opportunity to connect with before. And that's great for selling them a car. But it's not that that's not even the biggest part of it, because every person that you connect with on Facebook, every friend that you make also has 200 to 300 other friends, 200 to 300 friends who know, like, and trust them. And fortunately for you, the first largest source of leads in the car business, they come straight from the internet. The second largest source of leads in the car business are referrals from friends and family. So every friend that you make on Facebook has 200 to 300 friends who they can refer to you. And referrals are actually more valuable, because no one wants to go on Facebook and slam their friends and put them on blast and just start hounding away, peppering away with them to come buy a car, come buy a car, come buy a car, come buy a car. But you want everyone to know what you do in case they're looking to buy a car, and you want everyone to know what you do in case someone they know is looking for a car. I read a book called The Power of Habit by a guy named Charles Duhigg, and he says that these weak connections, people we kind of know and people who know people we know, that they're actually more valuable than our closest friends. You're more likely to get assistance and more likely to make a sale, more likely to land a job, more likely to get what you need from a friend of a friend of a friend. We call that the I know a guy syndrome. If someone finds out that you sell cars, if someone finds out that a buddy of theirs is looking for a car and they know you and they're the in-between, they go, hey, I know a guy who can help you with that. And everyone likes to connect everyone. So those secondary connections are much more valuable. I wish I'd thought of this in high school. Everyone wanted to date the best looking, the gorgeous cheerleader. But you don't want to date the best looking, gorgeous cheerleader, because that's just going to cause you problems. Everybody wants to do that. If you're the best looking, gorgeous cheerleader's best friend, then you can date all of her friends. You've got her second degree connections. And it's great for lowering defenses, because what's more, if you first meet someone and you jump in, stick your hand out and say, hey, Are you in the market for a car? You think you're going to be looking for a new car anytime in the next 60 to 90 days. Immediately, they're going to put up these big wall of defenses. They don't want to talk to a salesperson. But in the course of a conversation, and you ask someone, can you think of one person that you know, one person in your Facebook your Facebook connection, somebody that's in your friends, family, or coworkers? Can you think of one person who might be in the market for a car anytime in the next 60 to 90 days? That's a much less threatening question, and you're going to get better responses because they're going to immediately start thinking about who's on their list. I go, oh yeah, well Janie had a wreck 2 weeks ago, so I think they're probably looking for a car. They just found out that their car got totaled from the insurance company. So yeah, let me put you in touch with Janie. So these second degree connections are, if not more valuable, they're at least as valuable than your first degree connections. So if you're in the car business, if you're in any kind of sales business, you're in the business of making friends. And the add friend button on Facebook is the best sales tool that you have. So use it liberally, but I want to caution you. If you start adding friends on Facebook, the worst thing you can do is start immediately pounding them away, start hammering them away, start hitting them with the car business. The best thing you can do is be their friend. Connect with them and just treat them like any other friend. Treat them like someone you've been friends with for 10 years. Make sure they're seeing what's going on in your real actual life, what you and your kids are doing on the weekend, what sporting events you're watching, everyone laughs about taking pictures of your food and giving weather reports, but that's part of your life. Make sure you're sharing your actual life with your actual friends and give them a chance to find you. But in order to do this, you have to make sure that they can see immediately, 10 seconds in after they log on your Facebook page, who you are, where you work, and how you can help them. So make sure that it's painfully obviously where you work and what you sell to everyone who adds you as a friend, and then start using that add friend button without being smarmy about it. So I'm going to give you 5 places right now where you can reach out and find more friends and start adding friends today. Number one, first and foremost, every up that you take. If you meet a prospect, if you get a lead, if you talk to anyone about buying a car, make sure you're adding them on Facebook, especially if you close them. If you sell a car, make sure that you add them on Facebook so that you can tag them when you get their picture up on Facebook, handing them the keys, driving off in their nice, shiny new car. They're never going to be happier than the exact moment you hand them those keys. So when you're talking to a new prospect, when you're talking to someone that you just sold, say, hey, I like to treat my customers like friends. I'm here for the long haul. I want to help you now. I want to help you in the service department. I want to help you forever, and I want to be your friend. So I'm going to add you on Facebook if that's okay with you. And Facebook, you just search for everyone. If you meet Bob Smith in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you can you Facebook search for Bob Smith in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's going to connect you right with his page. So don't be bashful about trying to add friends. Now, not everyone's going to accept your request, but that's okay. Don't take it personally. You're in sales. You have to be able to take a no. But this isn't even going to be a no. It's just going to be they ignore you. So every up that you meet, every prospect that you close, every car that you sell, make sure you're friending them. The second place is, and this always amazes me. I do a lot of speaking at these little network lunching events, the Rotary Club and the Lions Club and the Civitans Club, and I know a bunch of salespeople who have their own. I go to the Nashville Business Networking Luncheon here in Nashville. They have these in a different location around town every week, and there's dozens of these things, and I go to these things all the time, usually to give little speeches, and everyone there gets a chance to stand up, introduce themselves, tell where they work, tell who they are, tell what they do, and tell how they can help. They give their little 2-minute elevator speech, and they hand out business cards. Now, I've been doing this for years. I've been going here in Nashville for the last 4 or 5 years. But 30 years ago, when I started selling radio, I was going to little Civitan meetings and luncheon meetings and the Lions Club and the Rotary Club. And I have to tell you, in all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen a car salesperson in any of these meetings. Now, I've bumped into a couple of car dealers, guys who own the dealerships. Sometimes they go to the Rotary Club. They go to the Lions Club, the Civitans Club. But regular salespeople, someone who's selling cars for a living, I've never met one at these meetings. And it always just amazes me because every person there drove a car to get there. Every person there lives in the immediate area around your dealership and is a prospect for you to sell a car or to sell a car to their friends. Every one of those is a viable prospect. They're in your target audience. They drive cars. They buy cars. They're going to buy a car sometime in the near future. And you get a chance to stand up, introduce yourself, hand out your business card, and say, hey, I work at Bob Smith Ford. So go to some networking meetings. There's one in your town. There's dozens in your town, I'm sure. So find a networking meeting, go to it. If you just pick one, and go to a month. You're going to meet 20 or 30 people. 20 or 30 people who are expecting to hear a short sales pitch from you, 20 or 30 people who are expecting to get a connection request from you either on LinkedIn or Facebook. So go ahead and go to some networking meetings and make sure you follow up with all the people you meet. You're going to have a stack of business cards. So take that stack of business cards, come home, start doing the Facebook search and adding those people on Facebook. Third location you get is church. If you're a church goer, make sure that people you go to church with, people you're in Sunday school with, people that are in the church directory, friends of your family, make sure that you're adding them on Facebook. 4, if you are a parent and your kids are involved in school activities, if your kids are involved in after school activities, if your kids are involved in sporting activities, you've got other parents, and you're going to be talking to these other parents all the time when you're dropping your kids off, when you're picking your kids up, when you're taking them to swim practice, when you're taking them to ball practice, when you're picking them up from the play. You're going to meet and interact with these parents. Add them to your Facebook connections list. It's not smarmy. Go ahead and add them. You're not asking to be best friends. You're not taking them to the prom. You're just adding them on Facebook. So add them on Facebook because they drive a car and their friends drive a car. And number 5, add people that you connect with, not that you connect with, but people who engage with you on Facebook. If you put a post on Facebook and a friend of a friend comments on it, if you list a car on Facebook and a friend of a friend says, hey, that looks nice, make sure you're interacting with that person, thanking them for interacting with you, thank you for engaging, liking their post, and go ahead and add them. If they're engaging with you on Facebook, it shows automatically that they're engaged on Facebook. They're used to making connections on Facebook. So go ahead and engage with them. Go ahead and connect with them and add them to your friends list, and add their 200 to 300 friends to your natural referral list. So I'm going to make a challenge to you this week, as I do every week. This week, start hitting that add friend button. Add friends to people that you talk to at work. Add friends to people that you talk to at church. Go to a networking meeting. Add friends to people that you meet at the networking meeting. Add parents of your kids to your friends list. And let's see how many friends you can add to your friends list this week, and put it in the comments. Let me know how you did. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.